Though I've been going to the US Nationals at least one day a year since my dad first took me in 1985, this was the first year I took a digital camera to take photos. I did take some 35mm photos back in 1990, but those really aren't worth sharing, lol. If you're not a huge fan of the sportsman classes, then you may find my video a little boring. There are some pro class pics sprinkled amongst the bunch, but for the most part, it's all sportsmen. Okay, so we're a few photo slides into the video now. I bet you're already noticing a trend. Yes, I like Pontiac Firebirds. I have two from the 4th generation. This video is heavy with Firebirds. I'd apologize if I were sorry. LOL. Though my dad never raced at Indy, he always attended the US Nationals every year as a spectator. As I got older and graduated out of school, I started to go on the weekdays with him and spectate along with the other diehards. Over the years, you'd see the same guys there sitting in the same spots each and every year. As you can see from my photo, there are a lot of places to sit on Wednesday and Thursday. I learned to appreciate the class racers at a young age. Mopar sponsors a Hemi shootout for the 68 Plymouth Barracuda and Dodge Dart Hemi cars in Superstock. They hold the special shootout during the US Nationals. The next photo shows some of the Hemi Superstockers driving back up the return road. During the course of the event, the Hemi cars would always travel together. It was always really neat seeing them all together. GM performance display on the manufacturer's midway, they had a tribute 4th generation Camaro to the legendary Sunoco Camaros that were campaigned by Roger Penske in 67 and 68. You may recognize the hood as it became a popular reproduction in fiberglass, commonly referred to as the Sunoco hood. I want to say that this car first appeared in 2007. Casual drag racing fan might not know that there are thousands of sportsman racers who typically get all their racing done before the professional racing classes even take to the track. Most fans show up on Friday to see the first round of pro qualifying at the Big Go, but the racing actually starts on Wednesday. My two favorite days to attend are Wednesday and Thursday. You just never know what you're going to see pull up to the starting line at the Big Go, and especially in the sportsman classes. In Superstock, you might see cars like this Volkswagen Beetle versus Jeff Dona's 4th generation Firebird. Even an older iron like the 57 Chevy a few photos back will run the class. The late model Superstock Mustangs, Camaros, and Challengers were really gaining popularity at this point as well. All three manufacturers were competing fiercely on the track. The following vehicles are part of an invitation-only car show that was on the Sportsman pit side of the track. The image above is a close-up of the signage found on each vehicle. That's got all my photographic attention this year. The only track shots I took this year were of the Snake and Mongoose haulers. They had been recently restored and used in the movie. Don and Tom themselves actually raced the haulers down the track. As of this video, they now reside in the Rick Hendricks collection. You may have noticed I have taken pics of these cars and how they are displayed during multiple years past. They always have the cars parked in a way that is pleasing to the eye. Plus there are 4 brothers, triplets and their older brother, so they need a lot of cars. Package for the 98 to 02 Firebird stock class is such the 93 to 97 LT1 era engine is allowed in the newer LS1 era body styling of the 98 through 02 Firebirds. The car still fits the stock class rules package. Though the hood was only partially open when I took the photo, you can still see that the car has an LT1 engine in a 98 through 02 styled car. You may recall seeing this car in Hot Rod Drag Week coverage. This Nova was the 2009 Hot Rod Drag Week winner with Larry Larson behind the wheel. Larry drove the car from his home to the U.S. Nationals in 2013 and raced the car in competition before driving it back home. It wouldn't be the Hemi Shootout without mentioning the Warfish Barracudas. The father and son team of Charlie Westcott Sr. and Jr. were early dominators of the shootout. This will be the first year going without my dad. He passed away earlier in the year, and as hard as it was, I went by myself in memory of him. He would not have wanted me to stay home. There were so many good memories that came to me as I walked the pits. I relive those whenever I look at these photos. By diehard Ford enthusiast and family member Fred Robinson, longtime Central Indiana drag racing enthusiasts may recall seeing a red Frantic Fred Fairlane or Fairmont racing at a track you visited. This time the red Fairmont was being piloted by Fred's grandson Josh, and if I recall, they were running it in super gas. Fred has since passed on, but his grandson continues to campaign the car. I will never forget the kind words Fred said about my dad on the day I got these pics. was absolutely no way I was not going to take a photograph of this car. A 4th generation Firebird with flames on it? Well, that's my favorite two things. Speaking of Firebirds with flames, I have one to call my own. I've done multiple illustrations of it. Here is one now. Striping on this Mustang says Hertz Penske GT. Research on the internet says that only 150 were made in the 2014 model year. This would be why I've never seen another one. This little Ford van looks as if it was some sort of manufacturer support vehicle for the Cobra Jet program. Supergas Firebird Roadster. Never made one from the factory, but it's allowed in the Supergas category. Had the driver's seat been positioned in the middle, it would have been considered an Alter. And this is also a picture of Charlie Westcott Jr.'s Warfish Plymouth Barracuda. The nicest looking Superstock Firebirds belongs to Jeff Dona. I spent several years trying to track this car down in the pits to take a photograph of it, but I could never seem to find it. I'd see it on the track, so I knew he was racing it. This year I found him sitting in the staging lanes. I often wonder how many of these, the golf cart, I could have paid for with all the stuff I've ordered from Jegs over the years. Not much to see at all this year. I only took 4 photos. I was pretty proud of myself for parking right next to the ticket booth, even though I did get yelled at by a security officer later in the day. I wonder if TJ Zizzo's Top Fueler is actually painted with Rust-Oleum paint. My race car's painted with it. Rust-Oleum gloss white straight from the can. Basically, I got so excited to have such good access to the maroon Firebird that you'll see in this upcoming photo that I forgot to take any others. I was still building my car at the time, so I was intrigued by how the owner had done certain parts of their car. I was in the stands watching the racing the rest of the time at the track, so I really didn't make time for photos. John Force's Camaro funny car being towed to and from the scales that are located down towards the top end of the track. You'll see a lot of that happening on the days leading up to the first round of qualifying. If your car doesn't weigh the minimum required in the rules, your runs will be disqualified. The professional categories get 5 chances to qualify in Indy. I believe that my favorite picks from this year are the 5 that I took of the sportsman cars sitting in the staging lanes from the viewpoint of the walk bridge. The walk bridge allowed spectators to go from side to side of the track without being in danger of getting hit by a car. As you'll see in the next photo, my brother and I are keeping our dad's memory alive. We continue to go to the U.S. Nationals every year. and Ship's 67 Firebird Stalker and Bo Butner's Cobra Jet Mustang. I'm sure glad they let everyone know that this Camaro in the Chevrolet Performance display was locked. Only a handful of photos left to share with you. I hope you've enjoyed the past half hour. Now let's wrap this up. This photo shows the Hot Wheels 50th Anniversary Edition Camaro. Actually, I have Hot Wheels 68 wheels on my 2000 Trans Am. And this also shows the 100th Anniversary Edition Chevrolet Silverado. Chevrolet celebrates 100 years of producing trucks in 2018. '18 also marked the 40th anniversary of Tom the Mongoose McEwen winning the '78 U.S. Nationals. He defeated Don the Snake Prudhomme and won only weeks after losing his son to leukemia. The original car that Tom drove still exists and has been restored to the condition you see in these photos. Chevrolet had the car on display in the Chevrolet Performance display in honor of Mr. McEwen, who passed away earlier in the year. For more information regarding the illustrations shown in this video and any of the photos, please visit my website at www.car-art.us. I'm currently accepting commissioned work. Should you desire a hand-drawn illustration of your vehicle, please don't hesitate to contact me at my email address listed below. I'm also on the social media platforms shown there as well. I'd like to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed your time, and come back and give me a like and a share if you like what you see. Thank you very much.